Hello everyone. So today I will be just comparing the gaming on the two best monitors that you can get in the market right now. So on the left we have the Alienware AW3225QF, and it's a 240 hertz of display, and obviously it's a QHD. And on the right we have the MSI 321 UP. In short, it's MSI Mac 321 UP. It's not the URX. So this one on the right is the 165 hertz of refresh rate. I just try to calibrate this one, the MSI one, to look as good as the Alienware. So Alienware just comes out of the box pretty much nicely calibrated. You have to just tweak a little bit to the MSI one. If I just show you guys a little bit saturated, so if I exit this game, so Forza, so you might have an idea looking at these pictures. So I just try to just match these both to the max. So the Alienware is almost like kind of very natural, or the other hand, the MSI was kind of a very oversaturated, and it's not pleasing to the eye to that point saturated. So I have to just change the settings on the MSI to make it looks like natural than the or you can say as good as the uh, Alienware. So the thing you have to do for this one is you have to just change the mode on the MSI to be sRGB to match the calibration on this one. And obviously these panels are both same, both made by Samsung, and obviously you can just calibrate these ones very similar. So MSI 321 UP is kind of one of the cheapest OLED you can get right now, where like it's the same panel being used on many other OLED monitors. And if you consider, so on the Alienware is the same being used on the Alienware as well, but it's just in the curve. So it depends upon the preference, like whatever you like. So if you like the curve one, so you might want to just go ahead and just get the Alienware. It has a little bit RGB at the back as well. But if you, in terms of the display quality, if you feel like it looks very similar, but with the MSI you can save some bucks. But yeah, you just compromise on the 165 hertz instead of 240 hertz you get on the Alienware. So if you're just kind of a competitive gamer, so you might want to just go ahead and just get the Alienware. Otherwise you'll be better off with the MSI as well if you're just looking just to get the OLED panel and you're just playing single games and campaigns. So MSI would do the work in the 4K. So both are like 4K panels. And obviously one thing issue that I was facing with the Alienware was that like there has been like issue regarding the Dolby Vision, like the screen goes black on and off. But yeah, after updating the Alienware, you can just switch off the Dolby Vision, so you can just turn on once you're just consuming the Dolby Vision picture or video. So only then, or like whatever content which supports the Dolby Vision, so only then it works. Otherwise you'll be just having so much issues. Like that was kind of a point, like it gets so much annoying. So yeah, but those kind of issues you cannot just get on the MSI one. Yep. So let's check the settings right now, like what we have for the monitors regarding the refresh rate. And from there I'll just try to launch the game Forza 5, and we'll see like how this one performs. So both monitors are running like on a max capacity, so 240 hertz. And here if you check the Mac, so it's on 165 hertz. I've just duplicated the display so you guys have a better idea in gaming. So we just try to launch the Forza Horizon right now, and we just see like how this one performs in both monitors. So I believe the thing is that the back of the Alienware is obviously like plasticky feel, but on the, if you see on the right on the MSI, it's like a pure metal at the back, which feels pretty much premium, pretty much thin, like it's almost like half the size of the S25 Ultra. You guys can have an idea about how this one feels on both computers. So the screen might be cutting because I have a lack of a space for the MSI, but you guys will have an idea about how these two monitors perform in the same game. These are connected to the RTX 5070 Ti on laptop, which is a 12 GB DDR7, and the laptop itself is the Lenovo Legion 5 Pro I. So there's lots of details over here to share. So I'll just go ahead and just play games. So my keyboard obviously is like not the gaming one, that's pretty basic, but I just try and play the game on this monitor. And one more thing is that I'm running on the max graphics, so you guys can see the picture quality is like almost similar. Like if you want to save some bucks, so you might want to just get the MSI. Like honestly, if I would just say, so these both are currently on discount, so I got $1,099 for the Alienware in Canada and the $850 for the MSI. So you guys can just like whatever you want to get, like, or which one suits your need. I find the MSI like colors are like almost like similar, like very hard to find the difference in between. I mean, you guys can judge also, like if you guys can find any kind of difference regarding the gaming one. And I just see like which one feels smoother. And we just go ahead and just play some game over here. So I can feel like both are very hard to find difference in between. Really great and smooth, all of these both feels like. The graphics are very nice. You can increase the sharpness on both. I've increased a little bit of sharpness on the Alienware. I just pushed it a bit, but I think the Alienware is just good in terms of the sharpness over there. And we just go ahead and just try to play. Let me see, there's no sound coming. So let me open the speaker itself and we'll see like if the sound comes. So now we just start playing. You guys can have an idea about how the game feels. Honestly speaking, like these are like both similar panels. I mean, these are like the same panels, and I couldn't find any sort of difference in terms of the color reproduction or the sharpness. Like you guys can have a look regarding the colors on these both monitors, like exactly same. The greens at the back, like almost like if you go onto the sRGB mode, so like the colors on these both like are like exactly same. I would just say I can find any difference. The borders of the screen also like feels very much similar. There's not much difference. Even the bottom of these both screens are very similar. Only thing is that the Alienware comes with the 240Hz display. You get the Dolby Vision on all those kind of bells and whistles. Like for like average gamer like me, like who's not very competitive or doesn't play the high FPS games, so I think the MSI like would be a very good choice, like if you can just find it in North America at a good price. Other than that, obviously if you want a little bit future proof monitors, so obviously the Alienware will be a better choice. But yeah, I mean 165Hz is still very future proof and very decent monitor at this price point. but obviously you'll be just getting a little bit of better warranty. Like both have like a 3 years warranty these, and but the thing is that like a Dell has slightly better in terms of like you don't have to pay for the shipping if you have to just claim the warranty. However, with the MSI you have to pay one-way shipping. Like I talked to both customer services before buying these monitors, and I can say like the Dell, this mentioned like they're going to send the monitor right away. I'm not sure if that will be refurbished or a new one, but yeah, they will just, once you just claim the warranty, and I've read at many places like they just send you the monitor right away, uh, like the very next day. However, the MSI you have to pay like a one-way shipping. I mean, you are just saving right now. Both have 3 years of warranty, but yeah, MSI you need to pay one-way shipping, and then they will just take care of, and they'll just see if the monitor panel is replaceable, if there's any sort of burn-in. So burn-in is like the basic issue you'll be just getting. I talked to MSI, they said like it's a 3rd-gen OLED panel, and the burn-in it's like only will be happening like if you're just opening up your screen, if you're just staring at the sun 24 hours, only then you will be just getting a burn-in, because the burn-ins are not just getting a history, you can say, like it's not that much happening right now. Like unless like what he said, like it's like if you're just staring at the sun for 24 hours, only then that happens. If you're just playing the games, so yeah, obviously you wouldn't be having like as much burn-ins. Secondly, there's the options where you can just refresh pixels if you're just doing more than 8 hours of gaming or anything, and it should be good, the monitor itself. So these are kind of things, like obviously like if you are saving a little bit of money and if you are not a hardcore gamer, so yeah, to put things into perspective, like if you are like playing more than like 8 or 9 hours like continuously, so either way both monitors should be good, unless you want the 240 hertz. So obviously you want to just go the URX line on the MSI, or you might want to just go ahead and just get the Alienware. And now the thing is that like the both monitors have like a different ports. So in the MSI you don't have the eARC port, or you can say the USB-B upstream port. However, on the Alienware you get the USB-B upstream port and eARC port for HDMI eARC port on the Alienware. And so I'm just trying to show you guys the colors, like in reality. I'm not talking about the gamut and all those kind of things, but as an average user, like once you just open up the screen itself with little calibration, you can just match this panel, saturation, everything as you have on the Alienware on the MSI. So obviously MSI is cheaper, so if you're looking for, like, it's not cheap in sense like of the quality is very very well built. It's the same exactly panel being used on the Alienware and all other panels, like higher end MSI as well, like the URX. So but those have like a higher FPS, but yeah, it's cheaper, like in a sense like it's the cheapest OLED you can just get, and that's what I actually needed. But I was just confused because of the warranty. But after talking with the MSI, I was being assured like burn-in, like it wouldn't be happening so easily unless you're just like using like a more than 16 hours or and just staring or working static, and even then it takes like a lot of time. And then again you have the warranty itself. Now I know my usage, like I'm not kind of a very hardcore user, like I maybe max out in 2 hours or 3 hours the content creation or any sort of you can say gaming. I just play max like 2 to 3 hours, and that's it. And that's the reason I made the choice of the MSI, to just save some bucks over it, because the chances or the usage of mine was much more lesser that takes the screen to burn. And even if I'm playing games or either way I'm just creating content on it. So the one thing I'm just noticing over here, like There is slight pinkish tint on the MSI, and here on the left you can see a little bit of cooler tones on the Alienware. Now the thing could be like I have just using the night mode on the MSI, but in terms like generally speaking, the colors looks very much pleasing on both monitors. The graphics, like everything looks excellent like on these both. Like you can see like this Ford Raptor in front, and you can see like the Alienware looks slightly saturated, but it's very much comparable in terms of like both of these monitors. So in short, like you guys will be better off with either of these monitors if you just get it depends upon what you need. And yeah, personally, like if I would just say like looking at these both screens side by side, I would just say like the MSI would be a much more better choice. Like 165 hertz, like it's a very decent refresh rate that you just get. I think that's the only difference you can get in between those two. You get slightly more ports on the Alienware, but yeah, you're just lacking some ports on the UP version of the MSI, but it's still like it's fair enough for an average user, like if they just want to get the or get into the OLED panels. So yeah, so you guys can let me know like which one will you guys be buying, and if you guys have any questions you can just let me know down in the comments. And please like, share and subscribe, and thank you for watching again. Have a good day. Bye. Let's do some donuts. All right, see you. Bye.